Here are some of the most important questions and their answers related to William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. 1. What is the central theme of Twelfth Night? Answer. The central theme of Twelfth Night is the complexity of love. The play explores various forms of love, including romantic love, self-love, and friendship. The characters experience unrequited love, mistaken identities, and the joy and pain that love brings, ultimately revealing love's irrational and transformative power. 2. How does Shakespeare use disguise and mistaken identity in Twelfth Night? Answer. Disguise and mistaken identity are crucial plot devices in Twelfth Night. Viola disguises herself as a man, Cesario, which leads to a series of misunderstandings. Her disguise causes Olivia to fall in love with her, thinking she is a man, and complicates her relationship with Duke Orsino, who unknowingly falls for her as well. These devices explore themes of gender, identity, and the fluidity of attraction. 3. What is the significance of the title Twelfth Night? Answer. The title Twelfth Night refers to the Feast of Epiphany, celebrated on the 12th night after Christmas, a time of revelry and role reversal. The play reflects this festive spirit through its focus on mischief, mistaken identities, and the overturning of social norms. The subtitle, What You Will, suggests the play's playful and flexible nature. 4. Discuss the role of Fest, the Fool, in Twelfth Night. Answer. Fest, the Fool, serves as both a commentator and a participant in the play's events. Though he is a clown, Fest is wise and perceptive, often using his wit to expose the foolishness of other characters. He provides insightful commentary on the actions and motivations of the characters, particularly on the theme of folly and love. Fest's songs and humor contribute to the play's exploration of melancholy and joy. 5. How does Twelfth Night explore the theme of gender? Answer. Twelfth Night explores gender roles and identity through Viola's cross-dressing as Cesario. Her disguise challenges the traditional notions of gender, as she navigates a male-dominated world while retaining her female identity. The play raises questions about the fluidity of gender and attraction, especially in the relationships between Viola, Cesario, Orsino, and Olivia. 6. What is the role of Malvolio in Twelfth Night? Answer. Malvolio is Olivia's steward, known for his puritanical and self-righteous behavior. His role contrasts with the play's theme of festivity and merrymaking. Malvolio's desire for social advancement and his love for Olivia lead to his downfall when he becomes the victim of a cruel prank. His fate raises questions about the play's darker undertones and the limits of comedy. 7. What is the significance of the love triangle between Orsino, Olivia, and Viola? Answer. The love triangle between Orsino, Olivia, and Viola as Cesario is central to the plot of Twelfth Night. Orsino loves Olivia, who loves Cesario, Viola, who in turn loves Orsino. This triangle creates dramatic tension and humor, highlighting the irrationality of love and the theme of mistaken identity. The resolution of the triangle, when Viola's true identity is revealed, brings the play to a harmonious conclusion. 8. How does Twelfth Night address social class and hierarchy? Answer. Twelfth Night addresses social class and hierarchy through characters like Malvolio, who seeks to rise above his station by marrying Olivia. The play portrays the tension between the lower and upper classes, especially in the subplot involving Sir Toby and Malvolio. The festive spirit of the play allows for a temporary subversion of social norms, but by the end, the traditional social order is restored. 9. What is the significance of the ending of Twelfth Night? Answer. The ending of Twelfth Night brings resolution to the complex web of love and mistaken identities. Viola's true identity is revealed, leading to her union with Orsino, while Sebastian marries Olivia. However, the conclusion is bittersweet, as Malvolio is left humiliated and vowing revenge. The ending reflects the play's mix of comedy and darker elements, suggesting that not all conflicts are neatly resolved. 10. How does Twelfth Night fit into the genre of Shakespearean comedy? Answer. Twelfth Night fits into the genre of Shakespearean comedy through its use of humor, wordplay, mistaken identities, and a focus on love and marriage. The play's light-hearted tone, festive atmosphere, and eventual happy ending with multiple marriages are characteristic of Shakespearean comedy. However, the play also includes elements of melancholy and social critique, adding depth to the comedic genre. How does Twelfth Night challenge traditional notions of identity? Answer. Twelfth Night challenges traditional notions of identity by playing with the fluidity of gender, social status, and personal desire. Viola's decision to disguise herself as Cesario allows her to navigate a male-dominated society, questioning the fixed nature of gender roles. Her disguise leads to a series of misunderstandings and mistaken identities that blur the lines between reality and appearance, ultimately suggesting that identity is a complex, multifaceted construct. The play also explores how characters perceive themselves versus how they are perceived by others, adding layers to the theme of identity. 2. What role does music play in Twelfth Night, and how does it contribute to the play's themes? Answer. Music is a pervasive element in Twelfth Night, serving as a metaphor for love and the emotional states of the characters. From Orsino's famous opening line, "If music be the food of love, play on," to Fest's melancholic songs, music underscores the play's exploration of love's joys and sorrows. It also reflects the festive atmosphere and the shifting moods throughout the play, from lightheartedness to moments of introspection and sadness. Music, in this context, becomes a vehicle for expressing the inexpressible, deepening the audience's understanding of the characters' inner lives. 3. In what ways does Twelfth Night explore the tension between reason and emotion? Answer. Twelfth Night explores the tension between reason and emotion through the conflicting desires and decisions of its characters. Orsino's obsessive love for Olivia, despite her lack of interest, highlights the irrational nature of love. Similarly, Olivia's sudden infatuation with Cesario, Viola, defies logic and reason. Viola, on the other hand, navigates her emotions with a degree of rationality, carefully managing her feelings for Orsino while maintaining her disguise. The play suggests that while reason and emotion are often at odds, both are essential to the human experience, and neither can be entirely controlled or suppressed. 4. How does Twelfth Night critique social ambition and the pursuit of power? Answer. Twelfth Night critiques social ambition and the pursuit of power primarily through the character of Malvolio, whose aspirations to rise above his social status by marrying Olivia lead to his downfall. Malvolio's desire for social advancement and his self-importance are mocked by other characters, particularly in the subplot involving Sir Toby, Maria, and Fest. This critique extends to the rigid social structures of time, suggesting that ambition driven by self-interest can be dangerous and ultimately destructive. The play's treatment of Malvolio raises questions about the fairness of social hierarchies and the limitations placed on individuals based on their birth or status. 5. How does the concept of madness function in Twelfth Night? Answer. Madness in Twelfth Night operates on multiple levels, from literal insanity to the more figurative madness of love and desire. The character of Malvolio is driven to the brink of madness by the cruel prank played on him, believing that Olivia is in love with him. His subsequent behavior, including his bizarre dress and erratic actions, leads others to think he has lost his mind. On a broader level, the play portrays the madness of love, as characters act irrationally under its influence. This theme of madness serves to highlight the irrationality and unpredictability of human behavior, particularly when influenced by powerful emotions. 6. What is the significance of the relationship between Viola and Sebastian in Twelfth Night? Answer. The relationship between Viola and Sebastian is central to the plot of Twelfth Night and highlights themes of identity, loss, and reunion. As twins who are separated by a shipwreck, their identical appearance sets the stage for the play's numerous cases of mistaken identity. Viola's love for her brother and her assumption that he is dead adds emotional depth to her character and motivates many of her actions throughout the play. When Sebastian eventually arrives in Illyria, his presence resolves the confusion and misunderstandings caused by Viola's disguise, leading to a joyful reunion. Their relationship underscores the themes of family loyalty and the resilience of personal bonds, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles. 7. How does Twelfth Night reflect the social and cultural attitudes of Shakespeare's time? Answer. Twelfth Night reflects the social and cultural attitudes of Shakespeare's time, particularly in its exploration of gender roles, social hierarchy, and festive traditions. The play's use of cross-dressing and gender disguise would have resonated with contemporary audiences, who were familiar with the practice of young boys playing female roles on stage. This allowed Shakespeare to play with the fluidity of gender identity in ways that both entertained and subtly questioned societal norms. Additionally, the play's focus on social ambition and the mockery of Malvolio's pretensions reflects the Elizabethan preoccupation with class and status. The festive atmosphere of the play, linked to the holiday of Twelfth Night, also mirrors the cultural practices of revelry, role reversal, and the temporary suspension of social order that characterized this period. 8. In what ways does Twelfth Night explore the concept of fate and chance? Answer. Twelfth Night explores the concept of fate and chance through the series of improbable events and coincidences that drive the plot. The shipwreck that separates Viola and Sebastian sets the stage for the entire play, and their eventual reunion is portrayed as a happy accident rather than a planned event. Characters often find themselves at the mercy of fate, as seen in the mistaken identities and unexpected twists of the plot. Shakespeare uses these elements to suggest that life is unpredictable and that much of what happens is beyond human control. This exploration of fate and chance aligns with the comedic genre, where seemingly chaotic events ultimately lead to a harmonious resolution. 9. What is the role of humor in Twelfth Night, and how does it contribute to the play's overall tone? Answer. Humor plays a vital role in Twelfth Night, contributing to the play's lighthearted tone while also providing a vehicle for social commentary. The humor ranges from witty wordplay and puns to physical comedy and the absurdity of the situations the characters find themselves in. Fest, the Fool, is a key source of humor, using his cleverness to mock other characters and expose their follies. The subplot involving Malvolio, with its farcical elements, adds another layer of humor, though it also introduces a darker undertone as it veers into cruelty. The play's humor serves to entertain while also exploring deeper themes, such as the absurdity of love, the nature of identity, and the inversion of social norms. 10. How does Twelfth Night address the theme of deception, and what are its implications for the characters? Answer. Deception is a central theme in Twelfth Night, with nearly every character engaging in some form of deceit, whether intentional or accidental. Viola's disguise as Cesario is the most significant act of deception, leading to a cascade of misunderstandings and mistaken identities. Other characters, such as Sir Toby, Maria, and Fest, engage in deliberate acts of deception, particularly in their prank on Malvolio. These deceptions have varying consequences. While Viola's deception leads to love and eventual happiness, Malvolio's humiliation suggests the potential for harm. The theme of deception in the play underscores the idea that appearances can be misleading and that truth is often obscured by the masks people wear, whether figurative or literal. How does Twelfth Night explore the idea of performance and theatricality within the play itself? Answer. Twelfth Night is deeply self-aware of its theatrical nature, using the concept of performance both literally and metaphorically. Characters like Viola, who disguises herself as Cesario, engage in a form of acting, creating layers of identity and reality that blur the lines between true self and performed persona. The play's frequent use of disguises, role-playing, and deceptive appearances suggests that identity itself can be fluid and constructed. Fest, the Fool, often engages in wordplay and songs that emphasize the performative aspect of life, blurring the boundaries between reality and illusion. The play reflects on how social roles and behaviors can be seen as performances, influenced by societal expectations and personal desires. 2. In what ways does Twelfth Night challenge the conventional attitudes toward gender and sexuality of its time? Answer. Twelfth Night challenges Elizabethan gender norms by presenting characters who subvert traditional gender roles. Viola's disguise as Cesario complicates the binary understanding of gender, as she effectively moves between male and female identities. This fluidity allows Shakespeare to explore homoerotic undertones, such as Orsino's affection for Cesario, which is based on Viola's male disguise, and Olivia's love for Cesario, unaware that he is actually a woman. The play suggests that attraction can transcend rigid gender categories, questioning the fixed nature of gender and sexuality. Furthermore, the play's conclusion, where the characters resume their traditional roles, highlights the tension between societal norms and personal identity. 3. How does the theme of madness manifest in Twelfth Night, and what does it reveal about the characters and society? Answer. Madness is a recurring theme in Twelfth Night, often used to highlight the irrationality of love and the absurdity of social conventions. Malvolio's delusional belief that Olivia loves him leads to his eventual downfall, illustrating how pride and ambition can lead to self-deception and perceived madness. His treatment by other characters, who lock him up as a madman, raises questions about cruelty, social order, and the fine line between sanity and insanity. Additionally, the chaotic events of the play, mistaken identities, unrequited love, and sudden shifts in affection, suggest a world turned upside down, where reason is often abandoned in favor of passion. The theme of madness serves as a metaphor for the unpredictable and often irrational nature of human emotions and societal expectations. 4. What role does music play in Twelfth Night, and how does it contribute to the play's themes and atmosphere? Answer. Music is a vital element in Twelfth Night, enhancing the play's emotional tone and reflecting its themes. The play opens with Duke Orsino's famous line, if music be the food of love, play on, setting the stage for a narrative steeped in romantic longing and melancholy. Throughout the play, songs performed by Fest and other characters underscore the themes of love, loss, and the passage of time. For example, Fest's song, Come Away, Death, reflects the play's undercurrent of sadness and unrequited love. Music in Twelfth Night serves as a bridge between the play's comedic and darker elements, creating a mood that oscillates between joy and melancholy. It also acts as a commentary on the characters' emotional states, offering insight into their inner lives and the overall atmosphere of the play. 5. How does Twelfth Night address the concept of time, and what significance does time hold in the narrative? Answer. Time is a subtle yet significant theme in Twelfth Night, influencing the characters' actions and the play's structure. The passage of time is linked to the themes of love, transformation, and resolution. Characters like Orsino and Olivia are caught in states of mourning or longing, seemingly suspended in time, unable to move forward until the play's resolution. The title itself, Twelfth Night, refers to a specific time of festivity, signaling the temporary nature of the play's world, where normal rules are suspended. Time also plays a role in the eventual unmasking of identities and the restoration of order, suggesting that time brings truth and resolution. The play's conclusion, where marriages are quickly arranged and misunderstandings cleared up, emphasizes the swift passage of time and its power to heal and restore harmony. 6. In what ways does Twelfth Night reflect the social and political context of Shakespeare's England? Answer. Twelfth Night reflects the social and political context of Elizabethan England in its exploration of class, hierarchy, and gender roles. The play's depiction of characters like Malvolio, who aspires to rise above his social station, touches on the fluidity of social mobility and the tensions it creates within a rigid class structure. The mockery and eventual downfall of Malvolio reflect the anxieties surrounding ambition and the perceived threat to established social norms. Additionally, the play's focus on gender roles, particularly through Viola's cross-dressing, can be seen as a commentary on the limited roles available to women in Elizabethan society and the subversive potential of challenging these norms. The festive atmosphere of Twelfth Night, with its temporary suspension of societal rules, mirrors the carnivalesque traditions of the time, where social hierarchies were inverted, and conventional behavior was questioned, if only for a brief period. 7. How does Twelfth Night deal with the concept of identity, and what does it suggest about the nature of selfhood? Answer. Twelfth Night delves into the fluid and often ambiguous nature of identity, suggesting that selfhood is not fixed but can be shaped by external circumstances, such as disguise and social roles. Viola's transformation into Cesario raises questions about the true nature of identity, as she seamlessly adopts a male persona while retaining her female self. The confusion and mistaken identities throughout the play underscore the idea that identity can be both a performance and a perception, influenced by how others see us. Characters like Malvolio and Olivia are also grappling with their identities, shaped by ambition, love, and societal expectations. The play ultimately suggests that identity is multifaceted and can be altered by both internal desires and external forces, making it a complex and dynamic concept rather than a static one. 8. What is the significance of the subplots in Twelfth Night, and how do they complement the main narrative? Answer. The subplots in Twelfth Night, particularly the comic misadventures of Sir Toby Belch, Sir Andrew Aguecheek, and Malvolio, serve to enhance and contrast the main romantic narrative. These subplots provide comic relief while also exploring themes of deception, ambition, and social status. The trick played on Malvolio, where he is led to believe that Olivia loves him, parallels the main plot's themes of mistaken identity and unrequited love but with a darker, more satirical edge. The subplot involving Sir Toby and Sir Andrew's foolishness and revelry contrasts with the more serious, romantic entanglements of the main characters, highlighting the play's exploration of different forms of love and folly. These subplots add depth to the narrative, emphasizing the play's themes from multiple perspectives and contributing to the overall richness of the story. 9. How does Shakespeare use language and wordplay in Twelfth Night to develop character and theme? Answer. Language and wordplay are central to Twelfth Night, used by Shakespeare to develop character, explore themes, and create humor. Characters like Fest and Viola Cesario are particularly adept with language, using puns, double meanings, and witty exchanges to navigate social interactions and express complex emotions. Fest's wordplay often carries deeper philosophical meaning, commenting on the folly of the other characters and the transient nature of life. Viola's use of language allows her to maintain her disguise and navigate her complicated situation with Orsino and Olivia. The clever use of language in the play reflects the themes of deception, identity, and the complexities of love, as words become tools for both hiding and revealing truth. Shakespeare's linguistic creativity not only entertains but also deepens the audience's understanding of the characters' inner lives and the play's broader themes. 10. What role does fate or chance play in the events of Twelfth Night, and how does it affect the characters' outcomes? Answer. Fate and chance play significant roles in the events of Twelfth Night, driving the plot and influencing the characters' outcomes. The shipwreck that separates Viola and Sebastian is a pivotal moment of chance that sets the entire story in motion, leading to mistaken identities and unexpected encounters. The various coincidences, such as Sebastian's arrival in Illyria and his resemblance to Cesario, further complicate the narrative and lead to surprising resolutions. The reliance on fate and chance in the play suggests that human lives are often subject to forces beyond their control, leading to both comedic and tragic outcomes. The characters' attempts to shape their destinies are frequently thwarted by these unpredictable events, highlighting the play's exploration of the tension between human agency and the randomness of life. Ultimately, Twelfth Night suggests that while fate and chance may create chaos, they also have the power to bring about resolution and harmony. How can Twelfth Night be interpreted through the lens of queer theory? Answer. Twelfth Night lends itself well to queer theory, particularly in its exploration of gender identity and fluidity. Viola's cross-dressing as Cesario creates a space where traditional gender roles are subverted, allowing for same-sex attraction that complicates the binary understanding of gender and sexuality. Olivia's attraction to Cesario, who is actually Viola, and Orsino's close relationship with Cesario raise questions about the fluidity of desire and the socially constructed nature of gender. Queer theory can also be used to explore the play's treatment of homoerotic undertones, such as Antonio's devotion to Sebastian, which may suggest a romantic or sexual attraction. By analyzing Twelfth Night through queer theory, critics can explore how Shakespeare challenges and plays with normative ideas of gender and sexuality. 2. What insights can a feminist reading of Twelfth Night offer? Answer. A feminist reading of Twelfth Night focuses on how the play portrays gender roles, female agency, and the constraints placed on women within a patriarchal society. Viola, as the play's heroine, subverts traditional gender roles by disguising herself as a man, which gives her access to power and freedom she would not have as a woman. However, her ultimate return to a female identity and marriage to Orsino can be seen as a reassertion of traditional gender norms. Olivia's position as a wealthy, independent woman who initially rejects male suitors also challenges the conventional expectations of women, though she too eventually conforms to societal norms by marrying Sebastian. A feminist analysis might critique the way the play ultimately restores the status quo, while also acknowledging the ways in which it allows female characters to navigate and resist the limitations imposed on them. 3. How can Twelfth Night be analyzed using psychoanalytic theory? Answer. Psychoanalytic theory, particularly the ideas of Freud and Lacan, can offer insights into the unconscious desires and conflicts of the characters in Twelfth Night. Viola's disguise as Cesario can be seen as an expression of her unconscious desires and fears, allowing her to explore aspects of her identity that she might not be able to in her true form. The play's exploration of mistaken identities and unrequited love can be linked to the Freudian concept of the uncanny and the notion of repressed desires. Orsino's obsession with love and his shifting affections between Olivia and Viola might reflect deeper psychological conflicts, such as the interplay between Eros love and Thanatos death drive. A Lacanian reading might focus on the play's exploration of language and desire, particularly how characters misrecognize their desires in the other, and the role of the symbolic order in shaping their identities. 4. How does Twelfth Night engage with post-structuralist ideas of language and meaning? Answer. From a post-structuralist perspective, Twelfth Night can be seen as a play that destabilizes fixed meanings and highlights the fluidity and playfulness of language. The frequent use of wordplay, puns, and double entendres in the dialogue demonstrates how language can be slippery and open to multiple interpretations. The theme of mistaken identity also challenges the idea of stable, coherent identities, suggesting that identity is constructed through language and social performance rather than being an inherent essence. Characters like Viola, Cesario, and Fest manipulate language to create different realities, questioning the reliability of language as a tool for conveying truth. A post-structuralist reading might explore how the play undermines the idea of a singular, authoritative meaning, instead embracing ambiguity and the multiplicity of interpretations. 5. What can a Marxist analysis reveal about social class and power dynamics in Twelfth Night? Answer. A Marxist analysis of Twelfth Night would focus on the play's representation of class struggle and the dynamics of power and social hierarchy. The character of Malvolio represents the rising middle class, with his aspirations to move up the social ladder by marrying Olivia. His downfall, orchestrated by the aristocratic Sir Toby and his cohorts, can be interpreted as a reinforcement of the existing class structure and a critique of social mobility. The play also portrays the servants and lower-class characters, such as Maria and Fest, as more cunning and resourceful than their social superiors, suggesting a subversive critique of the class system. Additionally, the festive atmosphere of the play, associated with the holiday of Twelfth Night, represents a temporary suspension of social norms and hierarchies, allowing for the exploration of class tensions in a more playful, carnivalesque setting. However, the play ultimately restores the social order, reflecting the conservative aspects of Shakespeare's society. 6. How does New Historicism approach the cultural and historical context of Twelfth Night? Answer. New Historicism seeks to understand Twelfth Night within the cultural and historical context of Elizabethan England, examining how the play reflects and responds to the social, political, and economic conditions of the time. This approach might explore how the play engages with the social hierarchies, gender norms, and religious tensions of the period. For example, the theme of disguise and cross-dressing can be linked to contemporary anxieties about gender roles and the fluidity of identity, which were particularly relevant in a society where male actors played female roles. New historicists might also examine how the play reflects the dynamics of power, including the influence of the monarchy and the court, as well as the emerging capitalist economy. The festive nature of the play, associated with the Twelfth Night holiday, can be seen as a reflection of the cultural practices and social rituals that allowed for temporary inversions of the social order. By placing Twelfth Night within its historical context, New Historicism reveals how the play both reflects and critiques the complexities of early modern society. 7. How can Twelfth Night be interpreted through an eco-critical lens? Answer. An eco-critical reading of Twelfth Night would focus on the play's treatment of the natural world and its relationship to human society. While Twelfth Night is primarily concerned with human relationships and social structures, it also contains references to nature, particularly in the pastoral elements and the setting of Illyria, which can be seen as a kind of natural, almost Edenic space where social norms are temporarily suspended. Eco-criticism might explore how the play reflects early modern attitudes toward nature, particularly in the way characters use natural imagery to express their emotions and desires. The idea of nature as a space of transformation and renewal is also significant, as characters like Viola and Sebastian undergo personal changes in the unfamiliar, natural environment of Illyria. Eco-critics might also consider how the play's depiction of natural elements reflects broader concerns about the relationship between humans and the environment, particularly in terms of harmony and disruption. 8. How does Twelfth Night engage with the concept of carnival as theorized by Mikhail Bakhtin? Answer. Mikhail Bakhtin's concept of carnival refers to a temporary suspension of social hierarchies and norms, where traditional structures are overturned, and the lower classes can mock the upper classes. Twelfth Night embodies the spirit of carnival in its festive atmosphere, its subversion of social roles, and its playful exploration of identity and disguise. Characters like Sir Toby Belch and Fest revel in the disorder and chaos that carnival represents, challenging the authority of characters like Malvolio, who stands for order and decorum. The play's use of disguise and mistaken identity can be seen as a form of carnivalization, where the boundaries between reality and illusion are blurred, and the social order is temporarily inverted. However, as with Bakhtin's concept of carnival, this inversion is ultimately temporary, and the play concludes with a return to social norms and hierarchies. A Bakhtinian analysis might explore how Twelfth Night both embraces and contains the subversive potential of carnival, reflecting the tensions between order and disorder in society. 9. How does Twelfth Night reflect the principles of structuralism in its narrative and character development? Answer. Structuralism, as a literary theory, focuses on the underlying structures that shape narratives and meanings within a text. In Twelfth Night, the play's structure is built around a series of binary oppositions and symmetrical relationships, such as male-female, master-servant, and order-disorder. These oppositions create the framework for the play's exploration of themes like love, identity, and social hierarchy. The symmetry between the characters of Viola and Sebastian, as well as the parallel love triangles involving Orsino, Olivia, and Viola Cesario, exemplify the structuralist idea of paired opposites and mirroring. Structuralism also emphasizes the role of language in shaping meaning, and Twelfth Night is rich with linguistic play, puns, and wordplay that highlight the arbitrary nature of signifiers and the fluidity of meaning. A structuralist analysis would focus on how these binary oppositions and linguistic structures create the play's narrative complexity and thematic depth. 10. What insights can be gained from a postcolonial reading of Twelfth Night? Answer. A postcolonial reading of Twelfth Night might focus on the play's setting in the fictional land of Illyria, which can be interpreted as an exotic, otherworldly space that reflects early modern European attitudes toward the other. Illyria, as a distant, foreign land, allows characters to explore and experiment with identities and social. Here are some complex questions related to the characters in Twelfth Night, with broad and in-depth answers that incorporate various theoretical perspectives. 1. How does Viola Cesario's dual identity challenge traditional gender roles in Twelfth Night? Answer. Viola's adoption of the male identity Cesario is a central theme in Twelfth Night, and it serves to complicate and challenge traditional gender roles. Through this disguise, Viola transgresses the boundaries of what is considered acceptable for her gender in Elizabethan society. As Cesario, she gains access to spaces and interactions that would be off-limits to her as a woman, such as serving in Duke Orsino's court and forming a close bond with him. This dual identity allows Viola to experience a fluidity of gender, where she can embody both male and female traits, thus questioning the rigidity of gender binaries. The play's comedic elements, particularly the confusion and mistaken identities that arise from her disguise, also underscore the performative nature of gender, a concept later theorized by Judith Butler. Viola's situation raises questions about the authenticity of gender identity, suggesting that it is constructed through societal expectations and behaviors rather than being an innate quality. The resolution of the play, where Viola resumes her female identity and marries Orsino, can be seen as a reassertion of traditional gender roles, but the journey she undergoes as Cesario leaves an enduring impression on the audience about the fluid and performative aspects of gender. 2. What role does Malvolio's social ambition play in his downfall, and how does this reflect broader social hierarchies in the play? Answer. Malvolio's social ambition is a key factor in his downfall, and it serves as a critique of social mobility within the rigid class structures of Elizabethan society. As a steward to Olivia, Malvolio is of a lower social class but aspires to rise above his station by marrying his mistress, thereby gaining wealth and status. His ambition is fueled by the forged letter from Maria, which he believes to be from Olivia, encouraging his delusions of grandeur. Malvolio's self-deception and subsequent humiliation at the hands of Sir Toby, Maria, and Fest reflect the play's broader commentary on the dangers of overreaching one's social position. From a Marxist perspective, Malvolio's downfall can be seen as the reaffirmation of the existing social order, where those who attempt to disrupt the class hierarchy are punished. His rigid adherence to social decorum and his disdain for the lower classes make him an unsympathetic figure, yet his treatment also raises ethical questions about the cruelty of those who uphold the status quo. In this way, Malvolio's character serves as a vehicle for exploring the tensions between social ambition and the entrenched power structures of the time. 3. How does Fest's role as the fool contribute to the play's exploration of truth and deception? Answer. Fest, the fool in Twelfth Night, plays a crucial role in the play's exploration of truth and deception. Despite being a professional jester, Fest is often the most perceptive and insightful character, capable of seeing through the pretensions and delusions of others. His witty wordplay and songs often contain deeper truths about the nature of love, identity, and the human condition, making him a mouthpiece for Shakespeare's own commentary on the themes of the play. Fest's interactions with other characters, particularly his exchanges with Olivia, Viola Cesario, and Malvolio, reveal the ways in which language can be used to manipulate and obscure the truth. For example, in his conversations with Viola, Fest demonstrates his awareness of her true identity and plays along with the deception, further complicating the web of misunderstandings that drive the plot. His mockery of Malvolio and his role in the gulling scene also highlight the thin line between sanity and madness, truth and delusion. From a post-structuralist perspective, Fest embodies the idea that meaning is not fixed but is instead constantly in flux, shaped by the play of language and the interpretations of the audience. His role as the fool thus serves to expose the artificiality of social conventions and the instability of truth, making him one of the most complex and multifaceted characters in the play. 4. In what ways does Orsino's attitude toward love reflect the play's themes of excess and indulgence? Answer. Orsino's attitude toward love is characterized by excess and indulgence, reflecting the play's broader themes of emotional extravagance and the follies of romantic idealization. From the opening scene, Orsino is depicted as being consumed by his love for Olivia, to the point where he revels in his own feelings rather than seeking any genuine connection with her. His famous lines, "If music be the food of love, play on," emphasize his desire to indulge in the emotions of love to the point of surfeit, almost as if he is more in love with the idea of love itself than with Olivia. This excessive sentimentality can be interpreted as a form of narcissism, where Orsino is more concerned with his own emotional experience than with the object of his affection. His rapid shift in affection from Olivia to Viola at the end of the play further underscores the superficial nature of his love, suggesting that his emotions are easily transferable and not deeply rooted. From a psychoanalytic perspective, Orsino's indulgence in love can be seen as a form of self-gratification, where his obsession with romantic ideals serves as a defense mechanism against the realities of human relationships. His character thus embodies the play's exploration of the dangers of excess, whether in love, emotion, or self-delusion. 5. How does Olivia's behavior challenge or reinforce contemporary notions of female agency in Twelfth Night? Answer. Olivia's behavior in Twelfth Night presents a complex portrait of female agency that both challenges and reinforces contemporary notions of women's roles in society. On one hand, Olivia exercises a significant degree of autonomy and control over her life, particularly in her decision to withdraw from society to mourn her brother's death and her refusal of Orsino's advances. Her ability to manage her own household and make independent decisions reflects a level of agency that defies the expectations of female passivity in Elizabethan society. Furthermore, Olivia's assertiveness in pursuing Cesario, who is actually Viola in disguise, subverts traditional gender roles, as she takes on the role of the active suitor, a position typically reserved for men. This boldness challenges the conventional idea of women as passive objects of male desire and instead portrays Olivia as a character with desires and the means to pursue them. However, Olivia's ultimate decision to marry Sebastian, whom she mistakes for Cesario, can be seen as a reinforcement of traditional gender norms, as her agency is ultimately subsumed into the conventional framework of marriage. From a feminist perspective, this shift might be interpreted as the play's return to the status quo, where female independence is curtailed by the demands of a patriarchal society. Nonetheless, Olivia's character remains one of the more dynamic and self-determined figures in the play, embodying the tensions between individual agency and societal expectations that are central to Twelfth Night's exploration of gender and power. 6. What is the significance of Sebastian's role in the resolution of the play's conflicts? Answer. Sebastian's role in Twelfth Night is pivotal to the resolution of the play's conflicts, particularly those arising from mistaken identities and unrequited love. As Viola's twin brother, Sebastian's arrival in Illyria introduces a new layer of complexity to the already tangled web of relationships, ultimately leading to the play's denouement. His physical resemblance to Viola disguised as Cesario is crucial to the plot's resolution, as it allows for the misunderstandings to be cleared up and for the characters to be paired off appropriately. For example, Olivia's mistaken marriage to Sebastian instead of Cesario Viola resolves the tension between her and Orsino, allowing Orsino to transfer his affections to Viola once her true identity is revealed. Sebastian's acceptance of Olivia's sudden proposal without question reflects the theme of chance and fate in the play, suggesting that love and relationships are often governed by forces beyond the character's control. From a structuralist perspective, Sebastian's role can be seen as a mirror image of Viola's, completing the symmetrical structure of the play and bringing balance to the narrative. His presence also reinforces the theme of mistaken identity, which is central to the play's exploration of appearance versus reality. Additionally, Sebastian's character raises questions about the nature of identity and how it is perceived by others, as his introduction creates a situation where the boundaries between self and other are blurred. Ultimately, Sebastian's role is crucial to the play's resolution, as it facilitates the restoration of order and harmony, allowing the characters to return to their rightful places and relationships. 7. How does Sir Toby Belch's character function as a critique of excess and the aristocracy in Twelfth Night? Answer. Sir Toby Belch's character embodies the theme of excess in Twelfth Night, particularly in his indulgence in drinking, revelry, and his disdain for social norms and propriety. As a member of the aristocracy, Sir Toby represents a certain class of the Elizabethan gentry who live off their inherited wealth and spend their time in idle pursuits. His behavior serves as a critique of the excesses and moral laxity of the aristocracy, highlighting the irresponsibility and self-indulgence that can come with privilege. Sir Toby's relationship with Sir Andrew Aguecheek, whom he exploits for financial gain, further underscores his opportunistic and self-serving nature. Here are some complex questions related to genre, narrative, and plot in Twelfth Night, along with broad and in-depth answers. 1. How does Twelfth Night challenge and subvert the conventions of romantic comedy? Answer. Twelfth Night is often categorized as a romantic comedy, but it also subverts and complicates the traditional elements of this genre. Romantic comedies typically feature love stories with misunderstandings, mistaken identities, and happy endings, all of which are present in Twelfth Night. However, Shakespeare introduces darker themes and ambiguities that challenge the lightheartedness typically associated with the genre. The play's use of cross-dressing and gender confusion, particularly in the character of Viola Cesario, adds a layer of complexity to the romantic entanglements, raising questions about the fluidity of gender and the nature of desire. The subplot involving Malvolio's humiliation introduces elements of cruelty and social critique, which contrast with the celebratory mood of the main plot. This mixture of comic and tragic elements creates a tonal ambiguity that sets Twelfth Night apart from more straightforward romantic comedies. Moreover, the play's resolution, while outwardly conforming to the genre's conventions with marriages and reconciliations, leaves certain tensions unresolved. For example, Malvolio's vow of revenge suggests lingering bitterness, and the ease with which characters shift their affections raises questions about the sincerity of their emotions. These complexities suggest that Twelfth Night is not just a simple romantic comedy but a play that interrogates the very conventions of the genre, revealing the underlying anxieties and contradictions within the comedic form. 2. In what ways does Twelfth Night's narrative structure reflect the themes of disorder and resolution? Answer. The narrative structure of Twelfth Night reflects the interplay between disorder and resolution, which is central to the play's themes. The play begins with a sense of disorder, both literal and metaphorical, as characters find themselves in situations of confusion, unrequited love, and mistaken identities. Viola's shipwreck and subsequent decision to disguise herself as Cesario set the stage for a series of misunderstandings and comic complications. The narrative is driven by these entanglements, as characters navigate a world where appearances are deceiving and social norms are subverted. The plot's progression from disorder to resolution mirrors the comedic arc of chaos leading to harmony. The various subplots, such as the gulling of Malvolio and the love triangle between Viola, Orsino, and Olivia, eventually converge in the final act, where the mistaken identities are revealed, and the characters are restored to their proper places. However, the resolution is not entirely neat, as some elements of disorder persist, such as Malvolio's unresolved anger and the lingering questions about the fluidity of gender and identity. This nuanced resolution reflects Shakespeare's exploration of the complexities of human relationships and the idea that while social order may be restored, personal and emotional chaos can remain. 3. How does Shakespeare use the motif of mistaken identity to explore narrative complexity in Twelfth Night? Answer. Mistaken identity is a central motif in Twelfth Night that Shakespeare uses to create narrative complexity and to explore themes of identity, perception, and truth. The most prominent example is Viola's disguise as Cesario, which sets off a chain of misunderstandings that drive the plot. Her disguise leads Olivia to fall in love with her, thinking she is a man, while Viola herself harbors unspoken love for Orsino, who views her only as a loyal male companion. This intricate web of mistaken identities creates dramatic irony, as the audience is aware of Viola's true identity while the other characters are not, adding layers of meaning to the interactions. The motif of mistaken identity also allows Shakespeare to explore the fluidity and performative nature of identity. Characters like Viola, Cesario, and Sebastian blur the boundaries between male and female, self and other, challenging the idea of fixed identities. This complexity is further heightened by the play's exploration of perception. What characters believe to be true is often based on appearances rather than reality, leading to humorous and poignant consequences. The eventual unmasking of identities in the final act provides a resolution, but the play leaves the audience with lingering questions about the nature of identity and the role of deception in human relationships. This narrative complexity elevates Twelfth Night beyond a simple comedy, turning it into a meditation on the fluid and often ambiguous nature of identity and truth. 4. What role does the subplot involving Malvolio play in the overall narrative and thematic structure of Twelfth Night? Answer. The subplot involving Malvolio is integral to the narrative and thematic structure of Twelfth Night, serving as a counterpoint to the main romantic plot and adding depth to the play's exploration of social order, ambition, and human folly. Malvolio, the puritanical steward, becomes the target of a cruel prank orchestrated by Maria, Sir Toby, and others, who deceive him into believing that Olivia is in love with him. This subplot introduces darker elements into the play, contrasting with the lighter, more playful tone of the main plot. Malvolio's downfall serves as a commentary on the dangers of social ambition and self-deception, as his desire to rise above his station leads to his humiliation and ostracism. Thematically, the Malvolio subplot addresses issues of social hierarchy and the rigidity of class distinctions in Elizabethan society. His aspirations and subsequent punishment highlight the tensions between social mobility and the established order, suggesting that those who overreach their social position will be brought low. Additionally, Malvolio's story raises questions about the ethics of comedy, as his suffering and the vindictiveness of the other characters complicate the play's comedic resolution. While the main plot concludes with marriages and reconciliations, Malvolio's fate remains unresolved, adding a note of bitterness and ambiguity to the play's ending. This subplot thus enriches the narrative by providing a counterbalance to the romantic elements, offering a more cynical view of human nature and the consequences of deception. 5. How does the festive setting of Illyria influence the plot and tone of Twelfth Night? Answer. The setting of Illyria, a fictional and festive land, plays a crucial role in shaping the plot and tone of Twelfth Night. Illyria is portrayed as a place where normal social rules and hierarchies are suspended, allowing for the exploration of themes such as love, identity, and social inversion. This setting creates an atmosphere of revelry and excess, where characters can engage in behavior that would be unacceptable in a more rigid society. The festive tone of Illyria is reflected in the play's comedic elements, such as the cross-dressing, mistaken identities, and the subplot of Malvolio's culling. The setting also allows for the exploration of the carnivalesque, a concept developed by the literary theorist Mikhail Bakhtin, where the usual social order is temporarily overturned, and characters can assume roles and identities that challenge the status quo. In Illyria, characters like Viola and Fest can engage in playful deception, while Sir Toby and his companions indulge in drinking and merrymaking. This festive atmosphere fosters the chaotic energy that drives the plot forward, as characters are free to explore their desires and identities in ways that would be constrained in a more conventional setting. However, the festive setting also has a darker side, as the play's exploration of excess and indulgence reveals the potential for cruelty and chaos. The treatment of Malvolio, for example, exposes the limits of the festive spirit, suggesting that not all characters can participate equally in the revelry. The resolution of the play, where order is restored, and the characters return to their proper social roles, reflects the temporary nature of the festive inversion, reinforcing the boundaries that have been temporarily blurred. In this way, the setting of Illyria both enhances the play's comedic elements and provides a backdrop for a more complex exploration of the themes of order, identity, and social norms. 6. In what ways does the plot of Twelfth Night reflect the structure and conventions of Shakespearean comedy? Answer. The plot of Twelfth Night closely follows the structure and conventions of Shakespearean comedy, with its focus on mistaken identities, romantic entanglements, and the eventual restoration of social harmony. Like many of Shakespeare's comedies, the play begins with a disruption of the social order, in this case, Viola's shipwreck and separation from her brother, which leads her to disguise herself as Cesario. This initial disruption sets off a series of misunderstandings and comic situations, as characters fall in love with the wrong people and engage in various deceptions. The play's use of disguise and mistaken identity is a hallmark of Shakespearean comedy, creating dramatic irony and driving the plot's complications. The love triangle between Viola, Cesario, Orsino, and Olivia, along with the subplot of Malvolio's delusions, exemplifies the intricate and interwoven nature of Shakespearean comedic plots, where multiple storylines converge in a final act of resolution. The eventual unmasking of identities and the pairing off of the characters into couples, Viola with Orsino, Olivia with Sebastian, is typical of the genre, as it restores the social order that was disrupted at the beginning of the play. Additionally, the play's conclusion, where marriages and reconciliations take place, is a common feature of Shakespearean comedy, symbolizing the renewal of life and social harmony. However, Twelfth Night also subverts some of these conventions, particularly in its treatment of Malvolio, whose story does not end happily, and in the lingering ambiguities surrounding gender and identity. These elements add